Hey Virgos, welcome to your winter solstice reading where we'll take a peek at what's in store for you over the next 3 or so months. We're going to jump right in and start by pulling a couple of oracle cards just to see what energy is surrounding this reading for you guys. What's going on for my Virgo collective during this winter solstice? And the card that we have that came out for you is Cycle, Increase. Let's pull another and see what else we have surrounding my Virgo collective for this winter solstice reading. What else is going on? We have third quarter moon. Adjustments are required. So what this feels like for my Virgo collective out there is that over the next 3 months during this winter solstice season, there are going to be some changes that you're going to have to make in your life if you want things, certain aspects of your world to sort of pick up. So this could be financial, this could be in terms of your relationships, whether they're romantic or platonic. This could be in learning, in terms of growth, but there's something that you're going to have to make a little bit of an adjustment to in terms of how you're showing up in life. Maybe your attitude towards life, towards certain people, places, things, situations, etc. But there seems to be an opportunity during this cycle of things sort of blossoming, things sort of blooming, a proliferation of goodness, if you will. So if you want more in your life, you can absolutely have it, but it's going to require you making a few small tweaks on your part. So let's get into some tarot and see if we can pull some additional messages for you. So starting off looking at this whole season, this energy that's surrounding this season for you as a whole, we have 2 that flipped out, and we have the 9 of Swords in reverse followed up by the Wheel of Fortune. So for my Virgos out there, this is a really good combination because with the 9 of Swords, there's an element of anxiety, of worry, of restlessness that you may have been experiencing, and having that in reverse has me feeling as though those worries, that anxiety is going to go down. It's going to start resolving. But the Wheel of Fortune is really about the changing tides of fate, right? This is where you've been in this cycle of not so great things and having all of this stress on top of you. The wheel is starting to turn. And so that's going to usher in a new chapter for you. It's almost like fate is intervening in whatever it is that you've been going through. So seems like this season is going to be a bit of an upswing for you guys, where a lot of the challenges and stresses that you were experiencing before are going to start fading off into the sunset. Now, if we look at your love life, Virgos, we have the Ace of Coins. So this really represents tangible things. It's about stability. It's about wealth in some way, shape, or form. Usually it talks about money, but I think in this situation, this could be the beginning of something new and stable. So whereas you might have had relationships in the past that were very, very exciting and, full of emotion, whether good or whether bad, there wasn't much staying power. There wasn't much longevity there. There was nothing to really build the foundation on. So it looks like if you want it, Virgos, that this winter solstice season can bring in the start of something that is much more stable, much more foundational than you've experienced in the past. So let's see if we can clarify that. We have Justice in reverse. So justice is really about sort of fairness. It's about balance. It's about equal give and take. I do think that when we have cards in reverse, it's not necessarily the complete opposite of the upright meaning of the card. Sometimes it can be an exacerbation or sort of increase in the original meaning. And so having these two together, the Ace of Coins and Justice in reverse, I think that for your love life, you're going to be hyper focused on having that balance. You're going to be very, very focused on that equal give and take, right? You're going to really not entertain anything that is not as close to 50-50 as humanly possible. Because I do think that with the experiences that you've had in the past, that you have been in a position, whether it's the other person that put you there, but people often can't do things without the willingness of others. Maybe you put yourself in this position where you gave much more than you were getting from the other person. And so I think that going into this season for you Virgos, that you are going to not accept anything less than what you're giving. And so I think that the onus is going to be on the other person to show you how stable they are, show you that they're willing to be an equal partner in whatever relationship you all start to explore. Now, looking at your finances, my finances for Virgo, we have the Three of Swords. So not necessarily the best card in the deck. The Three of Swords is really representative of disappointment and heartbreak. So I think that there's a bit of disappointment that is happening around your finances over the next 3 months or so. And that's not to say that you are broke. That's not to say that you are destitute. That's just saying that you are not where you want to be when it comes to finances. And we have the Six of Wands to clarify. So in reverse. So the Six of Wands is a card of victory. It's a card of triumph. It's a card of sort of recognition by others, of sort of external affirmation. So it feels like when it comes to your finances, there is not going to be sort of this windfall moment that you may have been hoping for, like hitting the lottery. It just feels as though things are moving a little bit more slowly than you would have liked. So if you're a Virgo who has started a business or are looking for a promotion, from the job that you're currently working in, it does feel as though there is going to be a bit of a slow period over this time. And, it's almost like, damn, where's my money? Like, I want my money. I need more of my money. And that doesn't mean that it's not coming. I just think that, you thought it might happen a little sooner than it actually has. But again, looking at the energy that's surrounding this reading, we have increase and adjustments are required. So if you are frustrated with your financial situation right now, then it might be a good idea to take a little bit of time to think about what you can do to sort of change the parameters around how you make money, how it comes into you. So that could be taking additional training or education in what it is that you do. It could be finding a new job. It could be adding something on to it, like turning your hobby into something that you can monetize and earn some extra income that way. But this frustration is not going to last forever. I do feel like there's a path forward and out of it. Now, what's going to be a little bit of a challenge for you this season? We have two that came out. We have the Page of Cups in reverse, and we also have the Seven of Cups. And so this is not necessarily a bad pairing. The Page of Cups is someone who is learning. They're almost like an apprentice. They're kind of fresh into their field. And so the fact that you have two cups together tells me that this is more emotion-based and less to do with your financial situation. So my Virgos, with the Page of Cups in reverse, it's almost like when it comes to your love life, you're learning all over again. And so I think that there's a little bit of an energy where you might fall into the trap of, well, I already know everything. I think this person that comes into you is going to show you something different. And so you're going to have to sort of get out of that mindset of been there, done that, seen it all, done it all, heard it all. This is going to be a bit of a new experience for you. And with the Seven of Cups, this is the card of options. It can also be the card of being under illusions or being disillusioned. So having these together, it's almost like a cautionary tale of this is something new for you. So even though you've experienced, I think, some difficult relationships in the past that did not work out necessarily the way that you hoped, don't allow that to completely jade your perspective on them. It feels as though there's a need for openness and exploration when it comes to this person. I don't feel any nasty energy around them. So it may be worth it to give them a try, right? And to sort of get out of any mindset that you may have been holding on to based on your prior interactions with other people. And again, if you want more love in your life, if you want an increase there, you're going to have to make a couple of adjustments, Virgo. So what's going to flourish for you this season? What's coming in abundance? We have the Two of Swords. So these are choices. So I think that going through the next few months, Virgo, you are going to have to make a lot of decisions as far as what path that you're going to take. When this person comes in, you're going to have to make a decision about whether or not you entertain them, whether or not you want to explore what could be with them. When it comes to your finances, you're going to have to figure out whether or not there is a better path forward for you. And we have that followed by the King of Cups and the Ten of Cups. So these choices that you are going to make after you've sort of shifted your mindset and made some adjustments in terms of how you operate, it's going to bring in love. It's going to bring in so much happiness. So there's a lot of emotional aspects that I'm feeling for you, Virgo, where I think very appropriately for the winter solstice, you have been a little bit cold when it comes to relationships. This doesn't necessarily mean romantic, but I am feeling a very strong romantic element in this reading rather than looking at platonic friendships or things like that. And so I think that if you give it the opportunity, if you're a little bit more open, if you make those adjustments to do that, then you're going to see an abundance of love and happiness coming in towards you. So keep that in mind. And the winter is all about coming through the cold and looking forward to the spring where things start warming up. So as these days get longer, as the sun shines a little bit brighter, it feels as though that emotional aspect is going to follow suit. So Virgo, seems like your little cold, dark heart is going to unfreeze a little bit. I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. So your personal growth, Queen of Wands. This is someone who embodies excitement, who has that fire inside of them. And so this is a very feminine energy where it's like you're falling back in love with yourself. You're falling back in love with life. So that's the growth that you've been experiencing, Virgo, after these challenging times, after this Nine of Swords moment that's flipped over and starting to resolve itself, going into this next chapter, this next stage of life that's been fated for you, that if you give it an opportunity is going to bring in happiness. But I think that that's going to be a direct result of your starting to embrace life again. So getting out there, doing things differently, trying new things, exploring everything that this world has. And we have it clarified by the Hierophant. So Taurus got the Hierophant also in reverse in their reading as well. And this is really about defying structure or expectations, right? Looking at things not as a step-by-step instruction manual, but trusting yourself, trusting your intuition, going off the beaten path, stepping outside of what you've been accustomed to bring in new experiences and happiness into your life. And Virgo, we see that here. So, this is you growing. This is you not sort of restricting yourself to this little box that you've grown to know and not necessarily love. I think that holding yourself back has created this stress in the past because you weren't necessarily flexible in things. You weren't necessarily open to things. So I think that, going off road a little bit, Virgo, is not going to be a bad thing for you at all. So open up, try new things, and let the happiness roll in. So that's what I got from my Virgo collective. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you on the next one.